These are some quotes that I like. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. And tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. Okay, so in case you didn't know, I go to UConn currently. I'm in my last semester of my senior year. So I'm doing my student teaching, which is why I'm here. I'm going to be with you guys for like 3 more months. And this is so that I can graduate with my bachelor's. So at the end of the semester, I'll graduate with my bachelor's degree. In the spring, I start my master's year. So for a whole year, I'll be in my master's, and then I'll graduate with my master's. And after that, I can teach secondary mathematics with grades 7 through 12. So any of those grades, I'll be a math teacher and I'll be able to teach. Okay? Some things about me. I was born in Long Island, New York, and I grew up in Wallingford, Connecticut. I went to Sheehan High School. I don't know if any of you know that. High school. I love animals. At my mom's house, I have 2 cats, Keto and Mirage. And at my dad's, I have 2 pit bulls, Pucky and Blizzard. I love exercising and running. I did track from like 7th grade to senior year of high school, indoor and outdoor. Do any of you guys do track? You do? What events? Pole vaulting. Wow. I did 100, 200, and 4x1. Yeah. Long jump? I tried long jump, but I wasn't great. I also love to draw. So if any of you are artistic and you want to show me something cool you did or drew or painted, I love that kind of stuff. Mhm. I don't know. I have a big family. I have 3 brothers and 1 sister, and millions. Yeah. My sister and brother's name? Evan, Jackie, and Jeremy. One of them's in college, and the other 2 are in high school. I am. That's pretty cool. I love the beach, and I love traveling. I spend a lot of time in Westbrook, Connecticut. I don't know if you guys know where that is. And I spent a lot of my childhood in Cape Cod. Have any of you been to Cape Cod? Yeah. My grandfather had a house in West Yarmouth. Yeah, and he just sold it like last year. Okay, so these are, does anybody have any questions about me first? Okay. So these are my expectations for you guys when I'm teaching you. Respect yourself, the teacher, and others. Put forth your own best work and effort. Follow directions. Participate. Always ask questions. You can ask me anything. And you can do it. So no, I can't. I know you're all capable of doing it. They're pretty self-explanatory. For contacting me, I'm available after school Monday through Thursday from 2:10 to 3:45. If that doesn't work for you, you can email me or send me a remind, and we can work something else out if you need extra help. That's my email. That's also on the syllabus, so you have that. And I am set up with Remind. Okay, so I can send out updates. If you need to contact me, you can. This is something I'm trying. If you don't have a pencil, you can borrow one from me in exchange for your student ID. So I'll borrow your ID and you borrow a pencil, and at the end we'll exchange back. So if you forgot a pencil, no big deal.
What if you don't have your ID?
Then something else important that you'll need at the end of class. Okay? Homework doesn't change. You're still going to be assigned homework 4 to 5 nights a week, and the day after the homework, there's going to be a 1 to 2 question quiz based on the homework. It's going to be the exact question, so if you do the homework, there should be no problem. At the beginning of class, I will be checking if you completed the homework. We can go over a problem or 2 if you had any questions, and sometimes I'll be posting just the answers if you want to just check if you did everything right. Yeah?
Are we still doing flip classroom?
We're not doing flip classroom while I'm teaching you, but I will be recording, which is why I have this in my ear, recording all the notes that I do and posting them to Google Classroom. And you can still access that through YouTube. Okay? And then we also have Remind. I forgot to tell you something. Cool? And obviously, always show all your work. Participation, ask questions, only be talking about math. That hasn't changed. And always come to class prepared. So notebook, binder, workbook. You are getting the workbooks that you had last for the last unit. So do you know how for Unit 5 you have those big books and it had all the classwork and homework in it? We're going to do that again. Absences. So because we have Google Classroom, where I'll post all the video lectures and the notes, and we have Remind, and you have my email. There's no excuse rather than an emergency for not making up all of the work. Okay? Last, behavior expectations. So the first thing I'm going to do is give you a verbal warning. If the behavior continues, I'm going to ask you to step out and chat with you in the hallway. And if it continues to continue, then I'll send you to a behavior manager. So, but I'm hoping we won't have that problem ever. And I'm excited to be your teacher for 3 months. Do you guys have any questions? No? Okay. So I'm going to be handing out your workbooks now. Yeah. I'm pretty much open to anywhere. So, like, wherever I get a job. But I'm going to apply everywhere. So, any place that's hiring, really.
Okay, how does he
Miss J, what is the rest of these? Oh, okay. Guys, can you just quiet down for a minute, please? So, I'm going to be calling out your name. Guys. Attention up here, please. I'm going to call out your name based on what you signed up for the workbook. So the first one is staple and 3-hole punch. Gilberto, Emmanuel, Alana, Kadea, Jaden, Lucas. Oh, did you grab one? I think did you sign up for this instead? It's the 3-hole punch? Okay, so we're gonna have to do that for now. Dalmarie, Hector, DeAndre, Maya, Imad, Ashley, Jennifer.
Wait, don't say nothing out loud.
Okay, so now these are the people who signed up for the staples. Brandon, Chastity, Julio, Jonathan,
No.
Anas,
Dating is too much stress.
Timothy,
Dating is stressful. Too stressful.
Marina, Marcel, Jermaine.
I don't know.
Got it? Ooh, you got one, Tim?
Like American.
Yeah, I
All right, does everyone have a workbook? Yes, okay. So the first thing I want to say, can I get everyone's attention, please? The first thing I want to say is on the front cover, it says tonight's flipped video. Just disregard that because they're not flipped notes. It's all in-class notes. So you can even cross that off and put in-class notes. So like the 3 headers that say tonight's flipped video, just cross that off and put tonight's notes or today's notes. Yeah, you could do all of them or start with the first one. Also, at the bottom of this workbook, it says mid-unit review and test. This is only about a little bit more than half of the unit. It's the longest unit you'll have. So there's another packet that finishes off Unit 6. So it's a really long unit.
Wait, so this is only half of it?
This is a little bit more than half. Okay, so it's your longest unit.
Yeah, that's like a difference between 50% and 52%.
Okay. Now, does everyone have highlighters at their table?
Yeah. You need one?
We're going to be passing around highlighters and sticky notes. The sticky note is for you to keep track of where you are in the workbook every day. So if we ended on day 4, put your sticky note on day 4. All right? Do you guys all have? Do you want to start with the sticky note? Do you guys have highlighters?
I don't have a sticky note.
Okay, so then just pass them all around. Okay?
How many do we need?
1 or 2.
The beginning or after?
What?
No, the beginning or after?
No, so like today we're on day 1, so the sticky note is going to stay on this page. I know, I think it's calling out.
There? On your ear?
No.
Sorry. Get your hair up.
Oh, it's right next to the gap. This side, go all the way to the.
There you go.
Okay. Feels good. Okay. All right, clap once if you can hear me. Clap twice if you can hear me. Thank you. All right, guys, let's open up the first page, 6.1, day 1 notes. We're going to be working through the definitions right now. So the first thing I want you to do is highlight all the vocabulary words. Guys, silently highlighting. Okay, and just so you know, I'm still adjusting to working on this, so if it's messy, I apologize. Okay, our first vocab, polynomial function. I'm going to start writing over here because I don't have a lot of room. A polynomial function, quiet, is a function whose exponents are whole numbers which means no decimals, fractions, or negatives. So it cannot be these things. And coefficients are real. So a polynomial function is a function whose exponents are whole numbers, no decimals, fractions, or negatives, and coefficients are real. All right? Can you see? Standard form, terms are in order by highest exponent to lowest. So standard form, terms are in order by highest exponent to lowest. Next is degree. This one's easy. It's the largest exponent. Does anyone need me to reread any of them or clarify what something says? Okay. Leading coefficient is the coefficient of the term with the highest exponent. Okay. A constant term is a term with no variable. So for example, 5 is a constant term. 18 is a constant term. 3x is not because it has a variable attached to it. All right, now we're going to move on to an example and a non-example of a polynomial function in standard form. An example would be y equals 3x cubed plus root 2x, not root 2x, root 2 times x, minus 1/2. Why is this an example of a polynomial function in standard form? Yep, so what else? It goes from high to low, so the exponents go from highest to lowest. What's the exponent on this x? 1. So we go from 3 to 1 to a constant, where the exponent is 0. So because they go in order from highest to lowest, it's in standard form. A non-example would be y equals negative 4x to the 1/2 minus 3x to the negative 2 plus square root negative 7. Why is this a non-example? Yes. So it's y equals negative 4x to the 1/2.
So how can you do that without like adding that?
What do you mean?
Like you know how like usually it's like 4 plus 1/2 equals whatever.
Mhm.
Like why isn't it like plus sign in the middle of that?
So for the exponent.
Yeah.
So x to the 1/2 is the 1/2 is the exponent. So when you have x squared, that 2 is the exponent. So if you have 2 squared, that means 2 times 2. Okay? It's also rewritten on the board if you can't see what I wrote. So why is this a non-example? Yes. Because what's negative? So we see a negative 4. Yeah? You're right, they have to go in order of highest to lowest, but there's specific reasons why, other than that, why this is a non-example. Reread your definition of polynomial. What? Okay, let's talk only about what we're working on. Anyone else have any more ideas why it's not an example?
Yeah. It's not the same.
Nope. So the leading coefficients, they can be whatever they want. Yeah. Jay.
Missy asked a great question about what does the definition say about exponents? What can you not have? A negative. Where? Because the negative 1/2 in the example, that was fine. Where can negative not be? What did you just say?
Exponent. So where do we have a negative exponent? -2. What's another thing that the exponent cannot be based on the definition? We said they can't be negative. They also can't be a fraction. So where else do you see that? We have a 1/2. So because we have a fraction and a negative as an exponent, this is why this is not an example. So under this, I want you to write because the exponent, there's an exponent that is a fraction and a negative. I also want to mention one more thing. Can you do a square root of a -7? Why? You can do the square root of 7. It's just going to be a decimal. What about the square root of -7? Right. So something that you're going to see later on is when you have a square root of a negative number, that number is imaginary. And we have to have all coefficients are real. Okay? Does everyone have all these notes? Okay, we're going to move on. Common polynomials. So when you have a degree of 0, it's called a constant. An example of this would be y equals 2, y equals 30, y equals 5, anything without a variable attached to it. This is the graph. What's the name of a polynomial with degree 1? It's linear. Good. What's an example of that? 2x plus 1. Good. What about when it has a degree of 2? No. You almost said it before. Quadratic. Yeah, so like a linear. No? Okay, so an example of quadratic. Guys, can you quiet down over here? Okay, so when you have a degree of 3, can anyone guess? There's a U in it. Cubic. Yep, I believe so. Okay, guys, stay with me here. Okay, and last one. Quartic, it's called. Yep, you've definitely seen this before. It says quartic. So quartic means the highest degree is 4 for the exponent. Okay, so for your homework, you're going to be making flashcards, 5 flashcards, each of them. So for the first flashcard, for example, it's going to say constant on one side. On the other side, it's going to say the degree, an example, and a graph. Yeah, index cards, flashcards, you can make. Yeah. Also, what do you think your second homework assignment is? What? The half sheet. Yes, that's your other homework. So, what are our homeworks? How many flashcards? 5. We're going to do these 5. And bring in that half sheet. I really need that, guys, okay? Also, guys, the bell hasn't rung yet. I'm going to be posting these notes to Google Classroom. So if you need to refer to them, they're there. So that's where you see them, okay?